Hi and welcome. In today's video, I'm gonna show you something that is not super duper useful, but it's actually quite interesting and it's gonna help you a bit as a player to know a bit more about your own personal limit. But also, and most importantly, is that after you know this about yourself and you go to your locals or a tournament, etc., it's a rather good way for you to gauge if the station that you're going to be playing on, if it actually has input delay, which makes it so that it's going to be harder for you to react to certain things. So I hope that I don't need to explain that it doesn't matter who you're going to be on this planet and how much Adderall you're going to take, you can't react to a 10 frame move. So what we're going to do here is that you're going to have the action intervals set on shuffle. And then I'm going to show you here, for example, we're going to take that Claudio is going to do a 13 frame attack, back 3. So that's what I'm just going to record, back 3, and then I'm done. And now I'm going to stand here doing nothing while I put this on the shuffle. And then as soon as I see something, I'm going to try to press forward with my character in order to eat it on purpose. So I want to get hit by the attack. So I need to react that something is happening and press forward and see what are the fastest moves that I can actually react to and make sure that I eat on reaction. I'm going to go through why eventually, but now I'm just going to show you that 13 frames are not possible. And mind you, this is going to be for you to test at home on the place that you're playing on. So I have a specific computer that I'm playing on, and I have a specific monitor, etc. So it can be that you are actually having input delay through the screen, which makes it harder for you to react to stuff that you're unaware of. But I think that the rig or the computer and the monitor that I'm using is actually quite good. So this is going to be a fairly good standard of testing for me to see where my limit is. So now I'm just going to try to eat that 13 frame knee on reaction. As you can see, I ate it twice, I guess, but for the most part, this is something that I couldn't react to. So this is why you also need to be really honest with yourself, because you can't hold forward preemptively, but that doesn't prove that you're actually going to have good reaction with this test. So that's why it's really important that you're just being honest. Now we're going to record another option instead, a 14 frame move, which is down forward 2. Right? So now I'm going to try to eat the 14 frame attack on reaction. Too slow, too slow, too slow, too slow, too slow, too slow, too slow. So yeah. And now instead I'm going to pick a 15 frame move, which is the down forward 1 input with Claudio. So I'm going to record that. See? So I couldn't suddenly do that. When I tested this before, a couple of weeks ago, on stream. Back then I could do it on 15 frames. So for me, I'm suddenly thinking like, wonder what's off. Maybe it was that I was more alert. Maybe the coffee that I just have taken in had an effect or something. This is, I'm recording this later in the night. So this is actually something that I personally now find kind of interesting. So we're gonna pick a 16 frame move, which is forward 1 plus 2. And we're not gonna mash it out because we only want the first attack. And now I'm gonna try to eat that one on reaction. So here we can see that for me, this seems to be the threshold currently. And now I just want to go back to this 15 frame attack again. You can hear me slamming the stick. It seems to be that I don't have the reactions to eat the 15 frame attack on reaction, but I seem to have the reactions for a 16 frame attack. So this doesn't mean that I can see a 16 frame attack or reaction. This just means that I need 16 frames in order to react to something. There's a difference. So, for example, this low, down back 3 with Claudio, it's 24 to 25 frames. It's considered to be seeable. That doesn't mean that you're gonna block it every single time, but it's balanced around that this is not a low that you can never react to. This is a low that has a clear animation, and the speed is slow enough so that you can actually block it on reaction. But what we're currently trying out is what speed do you need, you personally, in order to eat something on reaction, that you just hold forward in order to eat it. So for me, in this test, it seemed to be 16 frames. Like I mentioned before, on stream, then I did it on 15 frames. So I don't know if it's due to hardware interactions or just me being a bit more tired. And it's really important that when you conduct this test that you just try to be honest. When we discussed this and other people on my stream were trying it, it seemed to be that most of the players ended up around being either a 15 frame or a 16 frame kind of player. So with this knowledge, then you know how much time you normally need to take in order to just eat something on purpose. And this makes it so that if you are suspecting that the station, for example, that you're going to be playing in your locals or in an actual tournament, etc. And if you do know that, oh, I can actually eat a 16 frame move on reaction quite easily, and it always gets blocked, it might be that you eventually then pick Claudio and try to, let's say, you take a slower move. For example, this is upward 2, right? That's 21 frames. Forward 4 is 22 frames, 18 frames, 18 frames, well, 23 frames. So you see, he has more slower kind of moves, right? So let's say you would take that you're playing in a setting and you can't even eat his forward 4 on reaction. So let's say you try to eat this on reaction. But all you get is that you try to eat it, but you always get it blocked. This means that the station that you're playing on, in that tournament or in your locals, etc., that you actually have quite severe of lag. So let's say that you couldn't eat this one on reaction and it's 22 frames, and you normally can block a 16 frame attack. That probably means that the setup that you're currently playing on is having at least 6 frames of input delay. So yeah, this test is to help you know a bit more of your limit, so you can actually have a number. And it also makes it so that you are going to understand the concept a bit more about what's actually reactable or not. Because knowing that anything happens might require me 16 frames in order to eat it on purpose. But there's a completely different thing to react to the move, see what move it is, and be, oh, that's a seeable low. I need to now duck instead of blocking mid. That's one of the things, right? So when it comes to talking about what is seeable and what is not seeable, it's about the animation of the attack and what you need to do in order to deal with that specific move, and then try to do the corresponding low block, usually, is what we're talking about when we're talking about seeable lows, like Heihachi's down back 2, Claudius down back 3, etc. But yeah, I hope that you conduct this test for yourself. If you did, I'm super interested to see what your results were in the comments. And hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.